Ahoy Beldrats, thanks for coming back and joining me on this Sea of Thieves Saturday. I hope the waters have been kind to you the past 7 days. This week I'm going to be going over some terminology, some names and titles that community members throughout the year have given to game characters and game objects that might be a little more fun and colorful than what they are actually called in-game, and it's a fun way to carry on conversations with our crews and fellow pirates that we meet in forums and on social media. If you do enjoy this video, please make sure to hit the like button and share it with your friends and family, whether they're Pirate Legends of Athena 10 or brand new guppies on the ocean looking to test their might on the open waters. For now, let's get to these terms because there's actually a lot of creativity in these. The first character you're likely going to come across when you load into Sea of Thieves is Duke. He is always in the tavern, either laying on the bar or standing by the fire. He has a reputation of being our Dark Lord Duke. The basis of this is essentially that Duke's kindness to offer us cosmetics and different types of voyages to go on is not all just for our benefit. There is something in it for him. Duke has nefarious purposes for the objects that we bring to him, whether those be crates of rags and bones or Reaper's chests. There is an alternative motive in the Sea of Thieves that Duke is desperately wanting assistance with. When we go on Order of Souls missions, there is a variety of skeletons we will encounter, one of which being the gold skeleton, or as I like to call them, shinies. These skeletons are very difficult to defeat just with a cutlass alone, but if you can lure them into the water, they will rust over time, and shooting them with either your flintlock, blunderbuss, or eye of reach will do a much quicker job. Or you may very well encounter plant skeletons, commonly referred to as vegans. These are skeletons you actually don't want to get in the water, as they will regenerate health over time and make it a little more difficult to defeat. Just as with the golds, a very efficient way to blow up a number of these skeletons at one time is to use a gunpowder barrel, or as I like to call them, boom boxes. Skeletons seem to pop up in packs, and a lot of them do have gunpowder barrels. So saying they brought a boombox to the party just makes a little bit more comical sense in my mind. If you want to encounter a number of these variety skeletons at one time, you can always look up in the sky for a skull cloud, or as I like to refer to him, Samson. This relates to my education in biblical knowledge, as Samson was a character in the Bible that was incredibly strong, and when you go to these skull forts when Samson is up in the sky, you're definitely going to encounter some strong skellies, if not all at once, definitely over time. Now we will move on to some animals that you'll encounter on the Sea of Thieves, the first being a red speckled chicken, or Larry. This commonly named poultry is in relation to Captain Falcore's Twitch stream that he uses a red speckled chicken, or Larry, as his mascot. I believe reasoning was that Falcore jumped into an open crew and got paired up with a younger pirate who found a chicken and said, let's give him a name. So Falcore said, okay, what's his name? And the first one the kid came up with was Larry. Because of that positive gameplay experience that Falcore had, I believe that's why to this day he still refers to the red speckled chicken as Larry, as do most people in his Twitch and YouTube communities. The two big beasties in our beloved oceans that have cropped up since the first content update, as well as the game's natural progression, are the Megalodon and the Kraken, who are appropriately named Meg and Karen. Meg, to me, reminds me of the character from Family Guy that no one really appreciated, but she was just always around and always getting her nose into various situations, so Meg seemed incredibly appropriate, not just because it's the first 3 letters of the name Megalodon, and Karen seems like a perfect name for the Kraken, since you just take out the second K and switch some letters around and hey, there's Karen. Also, Karen's just reminiscent of that one lady who is always looking for the manager when an employee is desperate to get somewhere in the store. She's a constant nuisance, and the Kraken in Sea of Thieves is very, very similar to that. Before August's Dark Relic content update, there were only 2 chests in the Sea of Thieves that were classified as cursed. Those being the Chest of Sorrows and Chest of 1,000 Grogs. These, over time, have gotten the name Crybaby and Beer Keg. The Chest of Sorrows periodically cries. For no reason whatsoever, it's just what it does. And the Chest of 1,000 Grogs literally makes you drunk, as if you've had 1,000 grogs. Although, funny enough, it does not make you vomit, which is not like the grog consumption normally in Sea of Thieves, because I'll have at least like 4 and I'll start puking. I don't want to imagine what would happen to Bill if I actually did have 1,000 grogs in one play session. The last little bit of terminology I have for you guys today is one that I've recently come up with from watching one of Captain Falcore's Twitch streams. A sloop that he was passing was propelled over the rolling waves by what I believe was a megalodon, just like the General Lee in Dukes of Hazzard. So naturally, Bo Duke had to inspire the name for this ship as Bo Sloop. I'm pretty certain I'm the only one who calls it that, but if you want to start using it, you have my full permission. Although it's Sea of Thieves, so you could literally steal the name and it would be fine in game world. Those are some of the terms for in-game characters and objects in Sea of Thieves since its release of March 20th, 2018. I really hope that you guys do take these and use them in your conversations you have with other pirates on the ocean. It makes the community that much stronger when you can use this slang for a skeleton or a beast on the waters and people know exactly what you're talking about. It really enhances the gameplay and storytelling atmosphere, and that's one thing that Sea of Thieves has done so well, is grow a community and give a storyline to create our own stories. If you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up, and I cannot wait to share my next video with you guys when I will finally be voicing my theory, I guess you could call it, of what is happening with the outposts in Sea of Thieves. Until next time, guys, keep your sails in the wind, your tankard full of grog, and always bring a banana to a party. I'll see you on the horizon.